Super excited tonight to be starting campaign 2. But before we get into all of that, couple things. First off, every bit of our music tonight is coming from Monument Studios. They were super gracious in sending us a lot of their audio library so that we can use it in this stream. I will have them in the description somewhere. I will link them, their YouTube channel. It's fantastic. Please go check them out. They put out just top grade stuff. Me and Caden were looking through it, and it was just leafing through all that was such a joy.
It was a great.
It was super fun. We run for like an hour and a half on call, just kind of geeking out over the music.
Oh shit, this goes hard.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another thing, maps. Any maps in this session is from Darkest Maps. I went ahead and subscribed to their Patreon. I will link them in the description as well.
Ooh, very
They've got
nice.
some really fantastic stuff. So go check them out as well. And finally, anybody else have anything to say? Any announcements? Anything you want to go over before we start?
No.
I'll always plug Roll for Chaos. Some goofy shit going down over on that channel. The show that I DM'd, created with some buds, all about chaos, all about, introducing wacky game mechanics to D&D. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of laughs, and it's very inappropriate. So, little Billy, you stay off that channel, you hear me? Everybody else, go ahead.
And,
all right.
And I will always plug Our Flag Means Doom. Go check it out on Mr. Dandy DM's channel.
Absolutely, and I will link both of those as well. All of that out of the way. A quick, just like little disclaimer I like to give it at the beginning of all of our episodes. We do welcome you to this live stream. It is a lot of fun, and so we thank you for joining us. But please note that our content does always include fantasy violence, social adversity, and some adult themes as part of the storytelling. Looking at you, Jimmy. The characters, events, and settings are purely fictitious, and any resemblance to actual persons living or dead, or to real-world events is coincidental and unintentional. Viewer discretion is advised, as some themes may not be suitable for all audiences. By continuing with us, we ask that you accept these elements and join us in the community and game that we all love. Thank you for being a part of our legendary journey. And I would like to just stress on this campaign. I began writing this like 5 years ago.
Ooh.
Truly, any resemblance to anything that's going on right now, because it is timely, I do just want to say it is entirely coincidental. But stories are timeless and timely for all times. So let's get into this. Go ahead and change to something a little more mysterious. Maybe shrouded? In the year 157 of the Age of Darkness, the world is a shadow of what it once was. The gods are gone, their light snuffed out, and in their absence, darkness fills the void. Forbidden magic and foul practices, once suppressed, now flourish unchecked. Diablerists, necromancers, and the like have found new strength, while those who remember the old ways fight to protect what remains. With the hatred in these troubled times, a caravan gathers to flee the evils of this place and set off to better lives. The caravan begins gathering today near the ruins of Torith. A half-day's travel to the east, the vast Orogian Sea shimmers beneath a darkening sky. You can feel the salt of the air, even here, as the wind sweeps inland over the sea of golden grasslands that stretch across the landscape, as it drifts toward the mountains in the distance, rising in the west, barely visible in fading light. In the center of these open plains lies your home for the next night or two. The ruins of Torith, a once great city now broken and silent. Shattered stone walls and crumbling archways litter the ground, remnants of a time when the gods watched over the land and the world was filled with light. The caravan you all seek to join now begins to form at the edge of Torith. One or two travelers stand by their fires, faces lit by flickering flames as they speak of Tak Akal, the city of the lost, the fabled promised land hidden somewhere beyond the mountains. You will meet many from different lives, some drawn by hope, others by desperation, but all bound by the same distant promise of something greater. Daudi, you arrive roughly a half day before anticipated in this evening. As such, only one other wagon has taken its place. An older man with graying hair, a long beard, and deep-set eyes sets a blanket out on which he will eat his supper. What does he see as you and Surina arrive?
At first, I imagine Surina would sort of be like, are you saying like directly as she comes upon this place, or is that what you're asking? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Surina would have a large wooden like crate on her back. She's a black dragonborn, also with a like a long curve walking stick, or what looks to be like one, and her robes are monk-like, purples and blacks, and it, as she approaches probably with heavy breath and just very weary, to get to this meeting place. I imagine what she would do is get to the point where she felt safe enough to approach, and then she would put the box down next to her, and she would give a little knock to it, and Daudi would probably aggressively you would just hear rustling at first, and then he would open up the box and come out. He would have his cloth over his nose and mouth, but all you could see are just piercing blue eyes, almost like they're, what would be the word, unworldly, essentially. And his turquoise short blue hair kind of just crazed, and he'd just sort of aggressively breathing and just looking around, trying to gain his bearings. And he would look up to Surina, and he would go, Food.
We will make food, but you must wait. Nothing yet. Her voice kind of, even the sounds and timbre of the voice soothing you as you come out of your box.
His shoulders sort of relax. He just goes, tired. And he'll just,
I know.
He'll sort of scamper up to the fire, all 3 feet of him, and just sit next to the person as he's like laying out his meal, and sort of just stare at the food.
No, what are you looking at? Do you want some of the food?
Meat?
What I have to share.
Raw?
That could be arranged. A strange request, though.
He just looks back at
Alright.
he looks back at Suri, and like, even though you can't see his face, she knows that he's smiling.
Yeah. Very well. All right. Well, I'll just go get you some. And he kind of goes back to the back of his wagon and sort of rummages through and calls back, I've got some that's cured, but I don't know that I got any that's quite raw. No
No.
salt for you. All right. Well, let's see what we can find anyway. And at that moment, you see a rabbit run across the field in the darkening of twilight.
He for sure would chase after it.
Surina would not stop you. She kind of alerts the old man as to what's going on to make sure that he's not startled at the sight of you eating a raw coney.
Yeah, no shame, cracks into it.
Absolutely. And it's definitely like you would expect the whole, you can't eat it like that. You'll make him sick, but like definitely it's just the old man just kind of looks at you. Oh, all right. Well, I guess everybody's got to get their food somehow.
And as he smiles back, this time obviously with his mask down, each one of his teeth are just like shark's teeth essentially, and he just goes
And what can I pay you for the food? You ain't got to worry about that. Here's some cured meat for you. You want me to cook it up for you? Throw in some spices. Surina nods, and he just kind of gets to it. He has this like pot around the fire. He's throwing some stuff into it, and eventually, supper is served for the rest. As you eat, the old man introduces himself as, where did he go? Nyr'Kan. And I will drop that into the chat for you guys so you know how to spell it. And what do you all call yourselves?
Dauthy runs up to Surina, not having cleaned up any bit of it. It's all over him. And he sort of, almost like a pet, curls up next to her leg and just goes, Dauthy.
And my name is Surina. Well, it's my pleasure to make your acquaintance. Truly. And I suppose you'll be traveling with our little caravan.
After Dauthy said his name, he literally closed his eyes and just is not moving. Just the occasional rise and fall of breathing, but he's very much just pretending at this point. It's more of a defensive next to her, but he is unresponsive.
Then conversation ensues, and the evening comes. As I said, you did arrive a half day before anticipated. So, on this night, you see one or two other wagons as they slowly filter in. The sun goes down over the horizon entirely. The moon makes her way up into the sky. And you may feel a twinge of uneasiness as the ruins loom before you. Something strange. Is that a voice? You could almost swear you heard a voice telling someone to come in. The night passes, and the morning breaks. As it does, a few other travelers begin to arrive, Bova and Salvi. You arrive as a few others are filtering in. Today is the meeting day. That you know. Most have begun taking their places in the line of the caravan already, but many are still to come. Would you all like to describe what everyone sees?
Well, when Salvi walks up, she stands about 5'2". She looks more like a wooden figure than she does a person, but it's difficult to tell from a distance. She has a pale pink traveling frock that comes up just to about the top of her neck. Her hair is pulled back. She looks more like a school marm than anything. With bright pink eyes, very pale skin, and boots that seem to disappear into her outfit that just go all the way up her leg.
What you see is a cloaked figure. He doesn't look the cleanest. He looks more like a hermit. He's wearing this cloak that covers his full body. You see kind of bovine features. Kind of looks like a fur bulk for some reason. And he's got a 3 foot by 2 foot trunk on his back that he's wearing like a backpack, and he's like hunched over at 6 feet, and he has this thick walking stick, and he's just slowly making my way to the caravan.
Are you all right, Stark?
Oh, I'm good, Salvi. I'm good, as always.
It seems like there's quite a few people here already. Shall we introduce ourselves?
Oh, as introducing ourselves is the polite thing to do, I think. So, yes, let's make friends, as they say.
Fantastic.
You all do see several different people at this point. Notably, you do see the old man that Daudi had seen before. You see Daudi and Surina. There's also, at this point, a roughly middle-aged woman, as well as a somewhat fluid-looking individual that seems to be writing something in a journal, among, again, several others. Is there anyone in particular you would be drawn to or introduce yourselves to?
Excuse me, to the individual that's writing down things.
Yes.
Would you perchance be the leader of this particular caravan?
No. I think that would be, I believe his name was Min?
Oh. Well, hello.
Hello, I'm Rev.
Pleasure to meet you, Rev.
Salvi.
Stark.
The pleasure is all mine. I do apologize. It must have been confusing, and me writing in my journal. But no, this is just something I do. Passes the time and keeps me in an introspective bent.
Oh, I know how that feels. She has her own journal that she's holding.
Writing in a book is always wonderful to make you focus on the happenings of the day. I myself am not so much a writer, but a reader. If there's any books in this caravan you're aware of that's, not to take, but to peruse while we're in traveling state, I would very much like to converse with you in the future, yes.
Well, I do keep a few here in my own wagon. Otherwise, I'm certain there are others that do likewise.
Wonderful. I have a few of my own that I'm willing to trade for temporary reading. Sentimental value, so eventually I'd need them back. But education and knowledge should be shared with the world, yes.
Very well. I hope to make your acquaintance again. Don't be a stranger. We are a large caravan, but still a small in the grand scheme of things, I suppose. So I'll see you all around.
Yes.
I didn't know there would be children in this caravan. Hello, little one. As she walks over to Daudi.
I imagine he's just sitting on the ground, like right next to Surina, and like, do you go to get his attention, or do you just say hello, little one, and that's?
She walks over till she's maybe about 4 or 5 feet away and kind of like kneels down a little bit, hands on her knees.
Daudi would look up at you. He would have his mask on, and he would just. He tilts his head.
She tilts it the other way.
And he looks past your shoulder, or his eyes go past your shoulder for a moment. And then he just like sort of jolts, shakes it off, and just goes,
"Oh, are you upset?"
He just looks up at Surina and like tugs on her like
Daudi just
yours?
gets nervous around crowds.
Oh. Well, that's understandable.
And I am Surina. Who might you be?
I'm Salvi. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Are you all going to be accompanying us on this caravan?
Yes.
Yes, we're very eager to travel and see the happenings and the mysteries of the world as we make it to, dare I say, the promised land.
Yes, promised land. That is a difficult term, but one I think apt. I should not be so bold as to ask you what you seek in Tak Akal.
I simply seek to make further political connections for my mistress. I've been sent out on a diplomatic mission.
Excellent.
I myself just love to travel and see new places. I was raised in a state where I really didn't have a home, but just going from here to there, it just brought joy to me everywhere we went to a new location, and this is as new as it gets. So this caravan alone is ideal for me, yes.
Daudi looks up at Surina and just goes, "Home?"
Yes, perhaps we will find home.
Home.
Hopefully we all find home, little one.
Not that she's going to direct anything specifically towards him, but just he's still got the viscera on his face, right?
It's got a mask on.
I mean, it definitely would. I mean, yes, but like it would have been dried since it's been like what, a night and whatever since we slept, and then, but yeah, it would be pretty gnarly still.
But
There's definitely bits of white fur.
She's not going to say a word. Just snaps her fingers and prestidigitations that away, like ew.
He doesn't even notice.
Surina kind of gives you a look like, well, thanks for that.
I was taught at court. There's manners are important.
Yes, indeed.
Is this boy here your child, or in one way?
No, a dear friend of mine. Not a boy at all.
Oh?
Fully grown.
Oh. I apologize. His lack of vocabulary and his stature made me think. Child, the mask throws me off. I apologize. No insult at all.
It is understandable. Deli, you were going to say something?
I thought about saying something.
Okay. It is understandable. Suffice it to say, many things have transpired for us, and not all of them have been so kind to us as to others. Thus the, as you put it, lack of vocabulary.
Daudi just stares off for a moment, and you see a quick flash of one of his eyes sort of begin to like almost cloud over with like a dark black, but a tear from his other eye falls, and he just immediately just like runs to his box.
I think I'll make some tea.
Ooh, delightful.
As you begin to make tea, let's see, I believe it is Magda next. Magda. As you arrive, you see only one other straggler coming in. Many hours have passed, and you arrive, while not late, certainly not on time. We'll call it Magda time. And you see only one other straggler and one more that you passed along the way, who honestly looked a bit like a fish out of water. As you arrive at the line of carts and wagons, would you describe what everyone sees?
You see a hunched figure in a blue cloak pulled up over her head. Clearly pretty short. She's riding side saddle on what she takes to be a giant mountain goat, and is really just a mountain goat. And he just comes trotting into camp in his own time. She's not super hurried. She doesn't carry a lot on her.
Okay.
And she sees this this fish. A fish out of
that was
water?
that was somebody that you had passed along the way. Yeah. You imagine they will probably arrive at some point over the next little while.
We are certainly a motley crew.
And by this point, you do see many wagons, some plain, some with decorations of various paints and colors, forming a line, relatively strictly regimented in sense of it is separated at regular intervals. You see the same array of individuals as those that have already come by.
You
food.
Do you say this as you see Magda?
He sees the goat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She is. Ooh. Okay. Surina just kind of puts her hand on your back, like on your shoulder, and says, "We will find you food."
Does Magda hear him say that?
I would say there's no reason why not.
Then as she's passing by, she would just look over at him and she would say, "Sorry, little one. Not this one, but maybe the next."
All right. Magda, is there anyone that you approach? Anything you wish to do as you arrive on the scene?
She would... This is everybody prepping for another night of staying, or this is everybody prepping for it?
This is effectively Daudi and Surina came a half a day early. They came a night early. Then today is when everyone gathers. They will ride out tomorrow morning.
She would just probably set up a small fire and bid her steed adieu and let him go back off to whatever it is mountain goats do when they're not ferrying their friends around, and probably not set up any tent. Just have a little fire, maybe a little mat to lay on.
Daudi, what happens when a mountain goat goes away?
I'm the animal instincts in him for sure would be what would take over. It would be the only thing that drives him. So he almost has no choice. He would definitely hunt.
Okay.
Assuming he could.
With no other source of raw meat available readily, I'm not sure Surina would stop you. Yep, definitely one of those kind of necessity things. That said, as all of that preparation begins, Magda, you all see a final straggler walking in. Nyr'Kan, you arrive almost dead last, looking like a fish out of water that Magda passed along the way. What does that fish look like? What do we all see as you come up?
Yes. Nyr'Kan has been walking a great distance and has no equipment with him except for maybe a large turtle shell shield on his back. He doesn't look tired as he's kept the same pace the entire way. Nyr'Kan has pale skin. You can see bruised knuckles wrapped in seaweed. And all over his body is just a random combobulation of sea detritus. There are shells and scales and seaweed and leaves and bones that cover his entire body. And a lot of it is wrapped in just long lengths of seaweed that looks to be, strengthened, hardened into a sort of armor, and woven all throughout those strands of seaweed is just a very dull gray metal. that just covers, his legs. It almost looks like metal seaweed or metal leaves stretching all over his body. He is a Triton, so he has the fins on the back of his arms and on the back of his legs. And his eyes are a glowing, piercing cyan. And on his head, instead of hair, the tentacles of a sea anemone, that like pale pink, kind of just sprout and flop and look as if they are constantly flowing in water. He also has some coming around his jawline and his mouth as if to make a beard. It seems very unnatural, this growth of anemone. And he doesn't look tired, but he's here.
Absolutely. Given what you know of the surroundings, is there anything you do, pursue, anyone you talk to, or any preparations you make for this evening or the coming day?
I think as Nyr'Kan arrives, he keeps his head down. He has a tattered cloak on his back that is just looks drenched, even though he's been walking for miles. And I think he tries to keep a low profile, but he tries to look around for someone who maybe looks like security or some sort of guard for the caravan, if there is anyone like that around.
I would say you would be able to find someone that looks like a sort of a ranger navigator type person, as well as a couple with him that seem to be relatively armed and armored.
Okay. Nyr'Kan goes up and just taps the ranger on the shoulder.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Wagwan Stepa. Are you in charge here or no?
Sorry, I just ain't never seen something quite like. What are you?
No.
Sorry,
No.
that was
Look,
impolite.
No. Look here. You just don't understand, Stepa. Where we come from, you never know. So let's look on. Let's look past. I don't know you, you don't know me.
No, right. I was just never mind. What can I do for you? You were for caravan?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
Is this all that guarding the caravan?
I'm more navigating. But
Does the caravan have any protection?
Yeah, he's two here, as well as we got a few more coming. They unfortunately looks like they not shown up yet. They were supposed to show up earlier today.
Daudi walks past with a goat leg and just literally.
What the? What?
Right.
And this ranger figure just kind of like looked. Thought this was going to be. It's all right. Are you looking to join up in our ranks?
I guess something like that, yes.
Yeah. Honestly, you're welcome aboard. If the others come, then we may have to cut you loose. But
right now, as of now, like I don't see them. So,
Right.
you're in. What can you do?
I can do enough.
All right, yeah, but that's not really telling me much. Like, I'm gonna need some, like, you know,
Let's just
anything
hope.
really.
Let's just hope we don't get there, because you don't need a net with too many hoarder in them, if you know what I mean. And Nyr'Kan walks away.
I really don't know what he means. What the hell?
He smiles. You just don't understand, Stepper. You just don't understand.
Stepper. I love that. All right. Let's see. As the day passes, everyone sort of begins getting to know each other. They converse, they get in their formation and ready themselves for the next day, because at dawn they ride.
Not planned.
I liked it.
Not planned. No, at dawn they ride. So night once again comes, and those of you who are just now arriving see the ruins as the sun falls down behind them. The ruins are stark against the horizon, a silhouette of jagged stone and fallen spires. Something though is not right about it. Something is different. You may experience a similar feeling of unease as the night falls. There is almost like what you call a potluck, sort of organized in the center of this line of the caravan. But as people are sitting down and as they're eating and going about this celebration of things to come, there is a commotion coming from one of the wagons nearby. Something is wrong.
Magda would definitely be making her way over there, just slowly, casually.
Nyr'Kan runs to attention to see what's going on.
Salvi's sitting by the fire. She's paying a little more attention in that direction, but she's still just strumming her harp.
Stark is doing the same thing. He's by the fire, just facing in that direction, just holding his cup of tea. It looks like he's focused on the tea, but he's actually like looking directly in that area, just waiting for movement.
Douthie would have been probably curled up next to Surina, but his hand would have gone to the base of the walking stick.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention. Magda walks with a walking stick.
Surina's hand moves from Douthie's head to a weapon on her side. A woman runs out from behind the wagon, frantic, tears running down her cheek. She reaches out to anyone who will listen. Please help me find my son. I looked for him everywhere, and I don't know where he's gone.
And Magda will just walk right up to her, and she will just, peace, child. Peace, my child. Where was the last place that you saw him?
I was preparing a dish to serve for dessert. And he was running around. He was playing, and then all of a sudden it was dark, and she begins to sob. The last thing I heard him say was something about the ruins.
Daudi just begins to growl low.
Magda's gonna pull a little handkerchief out of her pocket, and she's gonna hand it to her. How old is your son?
Keep it.
He's 7 years old. Barely even old enough.
And it may seem like an odd question. What color is his hair?
Red. Why?
I will go and find him. And she's going to wild shape into an owl and just fly through the walls.
Ooh, okay. All right. And to those of you who are still there around, Nyr'Kan, namely, last night Daudi, at this moment, you kind of, and Surina, realized that you had seen them last night filter in just like at the last possible moment before dark overcame the camp. Last night he said he heard something calling him, and I told him it must have been a dream, but I don't know now because this place Daudi, you remember hearing something. You also heard a voice calling someone.
Daudi would get up. He would look at Surina, his hand still on her walking stick. And he would just reach up, push a small button. The front of it pops open, and he jumps up and grabs the hilt and pulls a sword out of it, which is his katana, which is actually like essentially two times the length of his body, really, or is it 1 time? You know what I'm saying? He's 3 feet. It's 6 feet in length, and he just goes, holding his blade. He looks up and he goes, "You're weak. We're not." And he'll start running off.
Surina bolts after Daudi.
I wouldn't go. Oh, no. Well, that's unfortunate.
Salvi, child's involved. I'm going to have to do something.
All right, I'll come along.
Yes, it's the right thing to do.
And he's going to head that direction, but he's going to be moving faster than he was moving before.
Okay.
I look at the woman and I go, yeah, calm your tears now. You don't know what happened. Be at peace. There are creatures here that can help you. No need worry in your mind. We'll find the boy.
I am so so turned on by that accent.
Oh, wow.
That's all. That's all.
I go, I'm sorry, ma'am. That's not going to work. No. Sorry.
Go and scream
That was
that
the
way.
DM. That was not the one. That was the DM.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So you all bolt off into the darkness. As you do, you again see it at this point, the sun has fallen over the horizon. No light finds its way to this, but you feel a pull, a gravity about this place. I would like everyone to make me a history check as you run into this ruins.
Beautiful.
Ooh, first roll.
19.
Ooh, boy.
11.
Okay.
3.
18.
Love it, love it. 18. Ooh. Okay.
Natural 1.
Ah, that's fair. Okay. So, Nyr'Kan and Salvi. Namely, Salvi, I will say you specifically know of this place. Growing up in the lifestyle of the courts, you would have learned the history of the 10 Siege War. It was like less than 200 years ago. I don't remember which siege. I'm going to be totally honest. In this 10 Siege War, Torith was a place inhabited or led, governed by an elf by the name of Telurin Havdalir. Telurin Havdalir. When the Gentkin stormed through on their war path down toward the mountain of the dragons, Telurin sought to evacuate the elves from this place to seek peace in a time of war. And he did. Unfortunately, this allowed for Midir, the king of the dragons, to set an ambush for the Gentkin when they came and wrought havoc on their army. There were no survivors. And the souls of those beings are said to still inhabit this place, as well as the elves who decided they did not want to be evacuated. Nyr'Kan, you also would have heard of this place in your travels, limited though they be. Your details would be much less detailed, but you would know this place is rumored to be haunted. It played an important role in the 10 Siege War, and you would know the name Telurin Havdalir.
Stark,
As you all
be careful.
run. Go ahead.
It was just a quick moment. Like he's running ahead, so she's Stark. Be careful.
Okay.
As you all make your way to the gates, you see a single apparition, barely visible against the sky, almost as if it were a cloud and not any form of ghost or phantasm. It runs into the gates and disappears.
At the sight of that, Daudi would instinctually take a very deep breath, and anyone who would be near him in that moment for a split second would actually just feel like joy for like the smallest bit of moment, as he just breathes in, just, and then he goes to breathe out, and on his blade, a slick frost will form. And so I will take a D4 there. All right. As I activate my Rite of Frost.
Ooh. As everyone kind of like meets up at this gate, Nyr'Kan just looks around and goes, listen, if we are going to fight, I don't like to stop until every enemy has fallen. So if there is anyone you don't want, swimming in the deep, you gotta let me know now.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about that here. It's mostly ghosts and spirits that's this place's problem. Yes, I said be careful for a reason.
Perfect. Consider it done. And Nyr'Kan summons his trident to his hand, and you just see like a splash of water kind of coalesce around his arm, and from it just a huge trident with that same like cyclical seaweed metal kind of making up its staff, with just the head of an octopus engraved in metal right at the head of it. And as it coalesces in his hand, it starts to shed bright light, as this is one of my uncommon or common items. So we have bright light here.
DM, since I saw a ghost-like apparition, can I either A, get another shot at that history check, simply because of his ability to basically, he has advantage when like tracking these creatures?
I would say probably not on the history, because that would
Okay.
not necessarily be tracking.
That's fair. Or just it's recalling knowledge of them in general.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. Which it applies to, I didn't know this, but Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, Religion, and Survival.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I would allow another check for that.
Which one? Your choice. Since Daudi just saw it, activated his stuff, and he just wants to know, or just wants to be like, I think I remember that kind of thing.
Yeah, you could definitely do repeat the history check if you'd like.
Okay. That's a little better. 19 for the history check.
Okay. Awesome. Then Daudi, you would remember everything that I just told Salvi earlier.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. And no, that's all I'll say. Yeah.
Daudi would probably turn in this moment to turn to Surina, and in a very different voice, holding the blade and everything, he would go, "Brace yourself. Spirits are abound."
She nods, and that is all she does as she draws her weapon. You all begin to make your way into the gates. And I will say, let me pull you guys into this. Just, for
Sure.
purposes of like understanding where you are. All right, you all would come in at the very top here of this map. So if you guys want to go ahead and place your tokens, and then, Caden,
Yeah.
would you be able to share your screen in StreamYard so that I do not have to try to, I have things on the GM layer.
Ooh, yeah. Let me get this whipped up. Should be this one. We looking. Oh yeah.
All right. Can everybody see that? Is it up yet? I don't know. I'm on a different thing. I'm actually in the map still. Oh, excellent. Love it. Love that. All right. Let me resize you.
Don't I just click and drag the icon?
I think so.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying like 6 times and I was like, what's that?
All right. And okay, so whoops. That was my bad. I will place that elsewhere. Okay. All right. So, as you all make your way into this space, you see, and if you hit those, you can also zoom in a little bit and then hit the 3 lines there next to the speech bubbles, and it'll, yeah, there you go.
How do I get stop? Get that. There we go.
There you go. Okay, so as you all make your way in through the gates, you see this figure once again running down the central street of this, what looks to be a sort of entrance neighborhood into the larger ruins. Just running down the center street. It then disappears. Do you all follow?
Without question, Daudi. Absolutely.
And Surina as well.
No.
You see it.
Magda is looking for a redhead.
You see it disappear
God.
behind one of the buildings.
Which building?
Say, let's see. The one all the way down, all the way down here and to the right.
At the cost of his own ignorance, Daudi is going to pause, take another deep breath, breathe out again, and he's going to switch his right to the right of dawn. And as he breathes out, okay, thank goodness that was only a 1. As he breathes out, this time it's almost like a bright light goes onto his blade, and his blade will shed bright light for about 20 feet.
Oh, just got to one up me by 5 feet, huh? Wow, of course.
Hey, Order of the Ghost Slayer, my guy.
Okay. All right. So, who follows where this thing goes? Daudi and Surina.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll actually start checking out some of the houses, see if anybody's home.
There is.
Which house was it that they went behind?
It was this one down here at the very bottom and to the right.
Okay.
Like southeast of the map.
Okay.
Yep, that one.
I probably would check the building, the smaller building to the left of the map on the top, the first one, and just go to the nearest door and just like knock on it.
Okay.
And Salvi sticking close to Stark.
Absolutely. Magda.
Magda is still trying to find a red-headed boy.
Sure.
You're just flying around up there, being like,
Yes.
redhead.
She's. Can I make a perception check to see if I can see him?
At this point, I'm gonna say he is not visible from where
Okay.
you are. Yep. So, as you all go about, what you see is that this is, in fact, a ruins, uninhabited. There are things left over, perhaps a coin purse here and a relatively expensive looking dish there. Most of it has been spoiled, as this has laid a ruin for almost 200 years. As you are looking about various different avenues, you hear a call, something, less a voice and more a feeling, bidding you to come.
And Magda feels that too?
Everyone does.
And do we get a sense of direction for that?
I'm gonna say the southeast of the map.
Assuming that a child would have immediately fallen for it, Magda would go to the ground and go back to her humanoid form and go toward it.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow
Absolutely.
Can I do some kind of check to trace my memory to see if like I know of anything that would call like kids in particular, or like call almost like is this like an anglerfish kind of deal where it's like what demon pulls you in with this type of voice or ghost or whatever it would be?
You can definitely make a check.
Any particular ability you'd like me to go with?
Let's do, if you're looking for fiendish presence specifically, then it would be religion. Otherwise, I would accept Arcana as well.
Well, that's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Whew. Religion or Arcana?
Religion.
Amazing. There are many things that would call to those unaware in the night, specifically children, as they are among our weakest and our least defensible. However, this feels almost benevolent to you, and that is strange, given the circumstances. I wouldn't say good, but there's a feeling of not evil to it. As you, Daudi and Surina, follow this thing, you see it disappear through a door on the back side of that house. Magda, you would eventually find your way down to that area as well. Surina, Daudi, as you do, well, I assume you're following it into the...
Oh, absolutely. As I would have thought, or like had that feeling that it's not necessarily like an evil presence, I still would have mentioned to Surina, this is something that doesn't belong here.
You burst through the door, and you see a redheaded child, roughly 7 years of age, or at least by appearance, in what looks to be a cage wrought of pure magic. The child lays asleep.
He would just voice over his shoulder and just say, "Sorry on my 6. Stay close."
Magda, you would come around the corner and see the door open. As you walk in, you also see the child sleeping, unharmed, in a cage wrought of magic.
I don't think I've ever actually played a druid, funny enough.
If we're all toting along behind, just as a small aside, this is exactly why you shouldn't travel with children.
Said the school teacher. Where's someone in that background? I'm
You're
not
Can
sure.
I just...
What'd you say?
The cage clearly feels magical. Right?
It's also like glowing, radiant energy.
Can I tell what type of magic it is?
Give me an Arcana check.
A 17.
Okay. Yeah, I would say this does feel radiant. It feels divine. This is godly magic.
Would I possibly... I'm not any kind of cleric. I'm not a holy person.
Douthie will actually approach and gently tap the side of the cage with his blade.
Nothing seems to happen.
Is it
Your blade taps
solid?
against it.
Okay.
It is solid.
Nice. Okay.
Magda just reaches out one gloved hand and touches the side of it.
You touch the side of it.
It doesn't shock me, or does it feel cold?
No. No, in fact, there's almost a warmth to it. As if it is a blanket to the child in the cold of the night.
This does not seem to be keeping him in. It seems to want to keep other things out.
Bit reckless, don't you think? Someone your age touching something like that.
It might be. I've
Also,
always been a bit of a wild child.
thanks for the goat, by the way. We really appreciated it.
I don't think my friend much appreciated it, but nature works the way that it does.
My friend did.
As that is occurring, Stark, Nyr'Kan, Salvi, would you all follow the voice as well?
Yeah.
After realizing the buildings are empty, yeah, I would have gone towards the obvious movement that was from before.
Sure.
The only reason she got up at all was because Stark did, so she's following him. She's just, I don't understand what the point of this is.
Okay. All right. As you all approach the door and see this child, you see movement, a cloud, an apparition, a phantasm pass before your eyes. It takes form just behind the cage, glowing with the same divine energy.
Who are you?
We all hear that?
You all hear this.
The question is, who are you?
No, the question is, who are...
Well, my name's Stark. Hello. Pleasure to meet you.
I am... Nothing.
What does nothing want with this boy?
Peace.
How will this boy bring unto you?
He would not, but you will.
Actually, we will all be leaving. Us and the boy.
Yes, if you survive.
I have no desire to fight, to go to quarrels. It's not necessary.
Nor do I. It happened before. It happened before. It happens again.
How are we?
Yes, is this for the boys' benefit or yours or someone else's?
For the benefit of all. For the benefit of all.
For the benefit of all. Right.
How is it that you propose we are to bring you peace?
Bring peace to all. If you survive the ambush, you may learn how to reverse the tragedy of Torith.
Daudi begins to circle to try to get to at least the side of this thing.
What ambush are we talking about? I'm confused.
Get them to safety. Evacuate them from their dangers if you are able.
But what you're talking about happened ages ago. We can't change history.
It happened once. It happens again.
Saying that over and over doesn't make it true.
As a member of the Death Hunters, I sentence you to death. Final death.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Daudi goes to strike.
At what?
Roll to hit.
Go with this one. Okay, hang on. I need that section. +4 puts me at a 16.
Okay. You swing, knowing that you will hit your mark. But as your blade should make purchase, the being evaporates and reassembles itself. Not me, them. Go outside if you can. Survive, reverse it, evacuate. Get them to safety. And the figure disappears.
Yeah, Stark's just gonna look outside the door. What the hell is he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Who are we supposed to be getting to safety aside from this boy?
I have no clue. Maybe if someone didn't hit that person giving us the information, we maybe could have got it from them.
No one asked you.
I didn't ask you to hit the creature that was giving us information.
Quiet, children. This will not help
Stark.
us.
It's my job. Thank you, though.
No, you're doing a great job.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
As you... Oh, shoot. Whoops.
Murder?
As you look outside, you see a figure on the roof of the building just ahead of you.
More Arborian raids. Let's go.
And as sorry, go ahead.
So I see this figure. Everyone, there's a person on the roof adjacent to where we are. Not sure if we're saving them, hurting them. I'm very confused by what the nothing had said.
I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Right.
All right. All right.
And then, actually, we will roll initiative when we come back from break. I know.
Okay.
But I gotta pee. So, at that, guys, dang. Caden, could you put the music back on the one that we had at the beginning? Because I don't actually know which one it was.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be right back from our break. As we go to break, I would like to make one announcement. Tomorrow is a big day for the U.S. If you are in the United States, go vote. I know that registration for a lot of places is tricky, so if you haven't registered, you may not be able to. I don't know what it's like where you are, but please go vote. It is a massive thing for us. If you're not from the United States, then, I mean, do what you're able to do in your country. But for us, please go vote, make a difference. And that is that. So we will be back in 10-15 minutes. Till then, let's see what happens. And welcome back. What is up, guys? Let's get to it. All right. So at that, I am going to. I should have put the initiative tracker up, and I did not. So I may have to enter things in manually. That's okay. Nyr'Kan, thank you, Caden.
Yep.
All right, Nyr'Kan, Magda. Nyr'Kan at a 9. Oh, whoops, no, that's not right. There we go. 9. Magda at a 4.
Pretty good.
All right,
initiative
you know
so
what?
far.
I'm just gonna do this and bring all of the others in. Lair. We'll bring them into the token lair and roll for all of them. And they'll all just take the same initiative count to simplify things a bit. Ooh, not good. Salvi at 9. Wow,
You know,
nobody's rolling that
I was
well.
gonna say it's crazy. Am I gonna get the highest? But like, I rolled an 11.
Oh god.
I rolled a 1 plus 2.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I'll take a bad initiative roll over a bad attack roll any day.
Fair.
That's so true. All right.
How about both? I got you covered.
I see it. I see it.
And Dowdy, you said 11?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, so flick that into descending order, and let me divvy this up into some zones as well while I'm at it.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what I mean by zones, we run combat slightly differently, and I'm just gonna divide it up here and here. You guys see those lines all right? Let's add that back to stage.
I don't know if I see him at all.
We may need to use another color for that.
That's totally fair. I was hoping that the blue would be kind of, like it, but it does blend in a bit. Let's do...
Wow.
Let's do this one. Much as I don't love that. All right, and there we go. Okay. Oh, shoot.
Wonder.
All right, so for those of you who don't know what zones are, we divide combat instead of 5-foot grids into 3 zones. This might mean that people are moving a little unrealistically fast, but at the same time, like, it's D&D. It's fantasy. So basically, you can use your... You know what? I have a video for it. I'll link it somewhere here. If you want to know, go watch it. If you don't, that's totally cool. And you can just kind of be along for the ride. But this is what we're looking at. We got our 3 zones. 1, 2, and 3.
Not showing up too well on the map.
What's not?
It's just like it's
that's fair.
making it weird. I can't.
Just the 2 separate houses in each section.
Yeah, basically.
Y'all got it.
All right. So, at the top of our initiative order, Douthie.
Douthie is going
You,
to...
as far as I know, are still in the house, correct? Or have you all at this point run out?
As soon as something would have been said, I think there would have been movement out. Douthie wouldn't necessarily have rushed out, but nonetheless, he would have, like, made to leave. So if I'm in the house, I will use my movement to get out, but that's your call.
Okay. I will say, for the purposes of making this a little bit fun, let's just say everybody's already out. And let's just get to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Before exiting, he would have turned to Surina and said, Suri, not a soul enters this home.
She nods.
And would have left her at the door and would have immediately made a break for... can you tell that these individuals are hostile?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
they're for sure hostile. However, they are corporeal. These are not spirits.
And I can...
So far as you can tell.
I was going to say, so far as I can tell. So I'm just going to keep the right that I have at the moment, and I will use all the movement I can, which is 25 feet, obviously being, I got little legs, to try to get to the next zone and get toe-to-toe with a person.
Okay. All right. So you cross the line into that zone. You are at this point unable to specifically get toe-to-toe unless you wish to use your dash action.
I was going to say, am I able to dash and attempt
Yes.
to use almost a portion of one of my abilities just to be able to sort of like get up to them?
Yeah,
essentially.
I would say you see this one on the roof. You see this one you would barely be able to see, but they are around the corner there. And those are the only 2 that are really readily visible to you.
He would I would say the one that's up on the roof, I'm going to like do something otherworldly almost. His little legs sort of brace and then just jump. And he just lands on the very tip of the house, his blade sort of like out and like crouched down. And he just looks at him and says, he just starts laughing.
Excellent. What mechanic are you using to complete that jump?
that I'm essentially using this portion of Snow Falls from the mountain where I go on something and leap up. One
Excellent.
of my things, essentially.
Excellent. All right, I love that. And there is utter surprise on the face of this this being. What you do not see on this being is any markings that would indicate the wraiths. It is, however, the same token, because that is the token it had for this one. Okay, so that said, next on the initiative, Salvi, what are you doing?
Real quick awareness. Which enemy did he go after again? The one on the left
On the roof. Oh, yeah. Let's get your token over there. The one on the roof here.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, while he's got that one's attention, she's going to run forward a bit out into the streets and just, in a habit of drawing attention to herself, quickly strums her harp. Can I have her look down the alley and see the opposite one, not the one that Dothi's attacking?
You can see this one here, yes. But the one over on the left side is still behind the building.
Okay, never mind then. Well, then she's just going to strum her harp and make a rather loud racket and try to draw attention to herself for just
okay.
That's it.
Okay, absolutely. I would say, as you do that, give me a performance check to see how much attention you can draw, and then we will move on to Nyr'Kan. Ooh.
22?
A 22. Excellent. You think that you basically have all eyes on you.
She's got an opera tune that she's singing and strumming out on her harp.
Okay. All right. Excellent. At that, Nyr'Kan, it's your go.
Yes. So as these enemies start to come in, if anyone was looking at Nyr'Kan, you'd see him reach like into his cloak and just produce like this little satchel or bag, and he would quickly kind of douse his fingers in the bag and just say, "All right, if it's war you want, then war you shall get." And he is going to just the closest guy.
Okay.
I think that's the one. I think I'm gonna kind of go up with Salvi, and I think I'm gonna try and I'll just get as close as I can without using a dash. I think I'll ready an action maybe to attack if it gets close.
Okay. Ready in action to attack if someone gets within range.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
So I'll move up. I think I'm there.
Okay. All right. Then at that, it will be their turn. The one at Daudi is going to immediately multi-attack, making 2 short sword attacks. An 18 and a 12 to hit. Daudi.
I will attempt to parry. Perfect parry 1.
Yes.
So this is an ability that I made because I didn't like the parry that they had in the books.
Sure.
So give me a moment, because this one's just based off of percentage. So, all right. So I'm using my reaction to bring my weapon up, which is again lit up, and try to deflect the hit, as it were. Okay. Percentage. All right. And it's so from 1 to level 5, it's a 25% chance. Is that like within like if I get under 25?
Yeah, you would have to roll 25 or lower.
I rolled an 18.
Hey, let's
An
go!
18. I just wanted to be sure. Yeah. All right. So on a success, the attacking creature strike misses and is left open. This allows the next melee attack on the creature to have advantage.
Okay.
And
all right.
That's that. So
okay. So I assume the 18 does not hit. Does the 12 hit?
I think I have. No, it does not hit.
Okay.
Woo!
Excellent. All right.
Sword fight.
Absolutely. As the being swings, you kind of immediately on that first, like he's caught off guard. He swings over in a kind of wide overhead, and immediately you kind of sidestep and swipe the blade off. Off balance on this roof, he stabs and again immediately, like you're not even trying to dodge that one as it just kind of goes past you. This guy is going to let's see, he's going to duck behind this wall and then immediately just kind of come out just a slight bit and fire off a hand crossbow at Nyr'Kan, who is in his view of Salvi.
No!
And that does a 14 hit Nyr'Kan?
No.
I did not assume so, but I wanted to check. Does... Okay, all right. This one, who you have not seen yet, will fire off his hand crossbow at Salvi. I assume a 10 does not hit.
It does not.
They are rolling horribly. These two are going to take their action to dash to here and here. Still out of line of sight. And you all actually still do not see them. Cool. All right. Magda, that brings us to you.
All right. I totally haven't spent the last 15 minutes not listening at all and learning how to play a druid. So...
Absolutely. As one does.
Yeah. I put together this character sheet. I know how it works. Has she seen anybody take any damage yet?
No. No, she's not.
Okay. So everybody seems pretty fine. You know what? She's just gonna go ahead and wild shape into an ape. And as that is her bonus action, she's going to use her action. Do I still have that pulled up? I do. To try to climb. Let's see. She would need to make a dash action to get up there next to Daudi, wouldn't she?
No, she would not actually even be able to get to Daudi because that would be up on the...
Oh,
wait. Okay, I'm sorry. Do you have a climb speed?
I believe so. Let me pull up that thing again.
Absolutely.
Apes would.
Yeah.
I thought so. I figured so. I just wanted to make sure. Because at that point, yes, you would be able to use a dash action.
It would be so cool if this sheet would tell me that. Yeah, climbing speed of 30 feet.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, you're able to dash and get up next to Daudi.
All right. Then that's what she will do.
And you just see Magda just like shift into this ape and just ape like run and then just swing arm over arm up this building and climb to the top next to Daudi.
And then she's gonna ape scream in its face with her fangs out.
Like saliva is just as the roar is heard point blank in this guy's face. Stark, that brings us to you.
Did I see what way the crossbow bolt came from that was aimed at my friend?
You did.
Is that left or right?
It was left.
Left. Stark is going to toss down his staff, and it's going to make a very loud thud. And he's going to move up to block the left alleyway from Salvi to kind of be like a protection.
Okay, absolutely.
And he's going to hold a defensive stance.
Okay, gotcha. Excellent. Okay, got it.
Because I don't see anything yet.
Bringing us back to Daudi.
Do you bleed?
What?
Am I able to immediately like gain? Can I gain advantage by flanking him?
I'm gonna say sure. Yeah.
Okay. So like I will ask, do you bleed? Quickly spin around him. Well, that's 212, so hopefully something is 4, 5, 6, 16 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. Do I notice that the radiant energy does anything to this individual?
Not any more than it usually would.
Okay. Interesting.
And they do, in fact, bleed.
Good. All right.
Roll that damage.
I will. Give me a moment here. Where are you? This one. This one. Yeah. That's 7 points of damage.
Okay. Excellent.
And are there any that I can see in sight? Other than that one?
In sight?
Yeah.
No, not from here. This
Okay.
is a ridge on the roof, so you can't see the guy over here.
Okay.
This is
So
kind of
I'll
a
move.
drop. The other side is a drop off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure, because
Yeah, absolutely.
bonus action stuff, but otherwise, that is it. That is my turn. And I'll just say,
Okay.
looks like you can.
Salvi. That brings us to you. And Nyr'Kan, you're on deck.
Yeah, so let me think. See, point at a creature you can see. She's still playing that same opportunist as loudly as she can, and still plucking her heart, but looking over at the roof where Daudi and Magda went. She's going to arc a bit of magic coming off of that song in the direction of that particular one, and I need him to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Wisdom save.
She plucks one string and it sounds like a bell.
18.
He passes. So that means he takes nothing. Never mind. It was toll the dead, but oh well.
Yeah. 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 I hate savers suck, but like when they fail, it's great. Love them. Okay, got it. Anything else for your turn, Salvi?
Seeing Stark run up, she'll kind of look at him and then look off down the hallway, or down the street. Sorry, like where the the crossbow bolt came from. She kind of looks at him, looks down that way, and then does the whole toll the dead thing. So that's my turn.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Nyr'Kan.
Perfect. I see these crossbow bolts bounce off my armor. I'm like, no more playing games. I'm going to run to the one behind in the alley. Yeah, wherever. I think to that house on the right. Yeah,
There?
that guy right there. I just
Okay,
want to run up
all
to
right.
him.
That will require a dash action.
I think that's okay.
Okay. Excellent.
So yeah, I'll do that. Oh yeah, hey, thanks for moving that.
I got you.
Let me check my bonuses. I believe that's probably an action. Yeah. Is that an action? That's an action. Okay. Then yeah, that's my movement and my action, I guess.
Absolutely. Okay.
I guess hold on, I might have something.
Yeah.
I think I Oh, perfect. It's a bonus action to summon my other weapon, so I summon a longsword into my other hand.
Yes.
I have my trident and my longsword. My great sword.
What? That's so cool, dude.
Boom. Again, that splash of water and just boom, sword right in his hand.
Absolutely.
That's all I do with my turn.
Okay. All right. This guy here, between Daudi and Magda. Okay. Caught between a rock and a hard place. He is going to
shit his pants.
That's exactly what he does. You just kind of hear him say "what" again as he struggles to make a first attack against Daudi and then swing backwards, trying to kind of just do this number and hit both of you. Daudi first, then Magda. Daudi, a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Okay. All right, and then a 17 to hit Magda with, or rather, your 8.
Yes, sir.
How many times can you parry?
It's a reaction, and so I don't have it back yet.
That's true. Yep.
That's one of the things that makes it fair.
So 8 piercing to you, Daudi, as you're kind of, this actually works. As you draw blood, you inhale deeply. A crazed look fills your eyes, and as it does, a sword is thrust into your gut. It pulls back out and immediately goes into Magda, dealing 7 piercing to Magda in your ape form. And the being just kind of steps, not out of like your all's melee, but just where he can kind of see both of you a little bit easier, and holds the sword at the ready. This guy is going to immediately over on the right. He's going to make 2 short sword attacks against you, Nyr'Kan. The first is a dirty 20. The second is a dirty 22.
Shield.
Okay. All right. What is your AC now?
If shield is going to add
5,
then my AC is now 23.
No! Curses! Okay, all right.
Not another one.
The second one misses. This guy ducks back behind the wall and then immediately sneaks back out and fires a hand crossbow at Bova for a, what is your passive perception, Bova? Because I want to see if he's hidden. If he's hidden, he has advantage. Or, sorry, Stark.
You're muted.
passive perception is what again? It's wisdom
10 plus your perception modifier.
10.
Okay. All right. So he is hidden. That means it is a dirty 20 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
Okay. Which is 3 piercing plus his sneak attack. His sneak attack is 2d6, so let's add those 2d6. So 3 plus 8, a total of 11 piercing damage to you as a bolt hits you out of seemingly nowhere. Even with your eyes on, like, in the general direction, you're kind of caught off guard as there are so many of them. Not quite yet. One peeks around the corner here, and I'm gonna roll to see if they are hidden. All right, a 15 plus stuff. Salvi, what is your passive perception?
11.
Okay. All right. This one will also fire off a hand crossbow, a 21 to hit you, Salvi.
That hits, but I have a reaction I would like to use in that case.
Absolutely. Ooh. We love reactions.
Whenever the crossbow bolt connects, she kind of whips her head around unnaturally fast, like, and you hear and immediately points one finger in the direction Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
So let's see.
Dexterity?
That is there? Yep.
Dex save 13.
Cool. Gotcha. Let's see. Dexterity. 13. It fails.
Cool. Then as soon as I roll 2d10 fire damage, that's what he takes.
Oh.
All right, and you will take 6 piercing plus another 2d6. So a total of 13 piercing damage.
Alrighty. Done. Salvi has got
how
bits
much
of
fire
porcelain.
does he take?
Hang on. Why won't you? There. 19.
Oh! You fire back a rebuke at this being that just shot you, and this being drops from like what you see as like this dexterous shadow lurking out in the darkness to a smoldering ember barely standing. It runs back, or rather stumbles back out of sight.
Class is in session.
Okay.
Nice.
And then let's see. This one. What is it going to do? It is going to run around the corner here, and it is going to attack one of the only two that are visible. It's going to attack Stark with a hand crossbow.
Hits.
All right, and okay. So you did see him though, so he was not hidden to you. He will not be able to use his sneak attack. You will take 7 more piercing damage.
Okay.
And now, Magda, in ape form, you have seen several people take damage. What do you do?
She has not seen that. She's been zeroed in on this guy that just stabbed her and then stabbed the little one. And she's gonna raise both of her monkey paws and just slam both of them down on this guy.
Okay.
A multi-attack. I don't know if that actually rolled. Oh, it did. Cool. And that would be I have way too many tabs open, guys. 2 fist attacks with +5 to hit on each. Which would be 19 and 17 naturally, which is 14 and a lot. It's a lot.
Those hit.
Yeah, I assumed so. With 1d6 plus 3 for both. 4 and 4, so that's 14 damage.
14?
14 bludgeoning damage, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. This being now, again, barely standing, drops to his knees and begins to plead, but we will get back to that on their turn. Stark.
Okay. So how close, the two in the top middle, how close are they to each other?
In the top middle? Oh, yeah, let's see. This is a street, we'll call it 15 feet across, so they're about 15 feet from each other.
Okay. Good to know, good to know. I am going to remove my cloak and stand at my actual height of 8'8".
Damn!
Let's go!
Crack my neck and let's do a charge attack. I'm going to do a goring rush at the one that took damage from Salvi. So roll the hit. Ooh, +6. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Goring rush also does. Max dice damage. 16 piercing damage as my horns go into the chest cavity of this guy with a crossbow that hid and tried to shoot at my friend.
Okay. 16. Dang.
And bonus action, I'm going to take.
They're bloody, by the way.
They're bloody?
Bloodied, yeah.
Okay, good. And for my bonus action, I am going to throw him at the other guy. I could throw someone within 15 feet. But I have to make...
Oh, I see. You meant this guy.
Yeah. And I'm going to throw him. I rolled a 23 strength to throw this guy.
Absolutely.
And they both will take
That's insane.
is 2d6 plus 1d4. 11, 12. 18 bludgeoning damage.
My
All right.
God.
Okay.
They both take that.
Oh, wait. Hold up. The one that attacked Salvi had already sustained 19 damage. He was dead on impact. But
I still use his body.
Yeah, I was about to say the toss. Okay. One down.
The one that got hit has to. Okay, well, the one that got hit also has to make a con save.
Absolutely. All right, one Constitution save coming at you. 13.
That's a fail. With the body,
Yes.
with him being removed from his horns and just chucked one-handed at the other guy, the body flies straight at his ally, and it knocks him prone with the body laying on top of him. And El Toro looking down upon him, just ready to go for the next round.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Daudi at the beginning of the round.
So, is the person in front of me obliterated?
In front of directly? No. Wait,
Like, no,
you
the
mean
one-
this guy, right?
Yeah, the one that was between us. That she absolutely.
No, he's not
beat up.
obliterated.
No, so because you said he had fallen or like and started.
He dropped to his knees and started pleading.
Oh,
As in, please, spare my life. Not like bleeding. Pleading.
oh, oh.
Does this creature look like a normal person?
It does.
Daudi takes having his gut been pierced with the sword, takes the blood and just on his face and goes and just right through the back of his throat. Cuts out, turns around, and I just want to make sure that like what the distance is on this thing here. This music's so intense, I'm nervous.
I know.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh. All right.
About Monument Studios.
Monument Studios, guys. They'll be linked in the description.
The
Check 'em
one,
out.
the one. Let me go over here. This guy. How far away would you say that is from me? And do I have visual?
That guy, I would
Yeah.
say you do have visual. I'm gonna say if that was 15 feet, you're probably like 40 feet away from them.
Okay. Whatever it would take to get me as close to 30 feet as possible. I would like to move to that point, because we'll say that me dispatching the other one was probably my action, and then for a bonus action, I'm just going to, again, crazed laughter, just cold snap, and just this individual has to make a strength save. It's a DC 12.
Okay, let's see what that. A 3.
Very nice.
Perfect. Its speed is reduced to 0, and it cannot take actions until till the end of my next turn. As
Okay.
its blood essentially is paralyzing it with cold taking over its body, as my one eye turns completely black with a gold center.
Oh my god.
Okay. Dang.
And I will
For paralyzed, I'm just gonna drop this on there.
I will drop down, and I will see the visage of what I am assuming is somebody I haven't seen before,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and just ready myself.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh, things about to get real good. Salvi.
Woo! I'm gonna make a name
Seeing-
for myself.
Yeah. Seeing your friend Stark rush through and just wreak havoc on the person who tried to attack you. What do you do now?
How banged up are you looking, Stark? I'm sorry, I can see him answering in two different places.
Will?
Less than half health.
Okay, then she runs straight forward and ahead towards him in that case, and she'll just get where she's right behind him, and reaches out, touches. Okay, none of that. We can't be having that. Cure wounds. That's a D8 plus 3, so that is max. You get 11 hit points back.
Mm.
Okay.
Let's see. That is Yeah. Oh wait, no, bonus action. Twofer. You get a bardic inspiration.
Ooh.
And that's
Okay.
Bardic Inspiration, a D4.
Mine is a D6.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to Nyr'Kan.
Beautiful. This guy in the corner, without saying a word, he turns to this guy, and he lifts his blade towards him, and I'm going to cast Tempest Strike. I brandish a weapon using the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's normal attack, then becomes sheathed in Tempest energy until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
So now I'm going to make an attack.
Absolutely. Please make an attack. I want to see this happen.
Oh, well then you're going to have to wait because I rolled a 10. In total.
You attack, thrusting your trident, and as you do, the short sword thrusts down in between like the prongs of the trident and just parries, almost twisting it from your hand.
He just like bears down and is just looking with determination, not rage, but almost like lust and determination, just trying to dig down with his weapon.
It's definitely that moment of like, you know, in all the movies when two swordsmen are like locked in this.
Absolutely.
That's definitely what's going on here.
Love that.
Anything else on your turn, Nyr'Kan?
I don't believe so.
Excellent. Now it's their turn. End of their next turn. Okay. All right. As this one, the first one to have moved, is cold snapped. Kneeling down already, he pleads for his life. You hear protestations of having only been hired to do this. Magda, to the best of my knowledge, like, do you, in a wild shape, do you understand the languages being spoken? Or is that only like polymorph that does that?
That's polymorph.
Okay.
Because if I'm still able to concentrate on a spell while wild shaped, it would make sense, and I'm able to
right, yeah, it would still
understand
use
it.
your... Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right, so you would hear that he was hired to do this. This one, locked in a sort of sword lock with you, Nyr'Kan, pulls his short sword out from the prongs of your trident, and as you kind of lurch to the side, tries to stab both short swords into your back. With a 14 to hit and a natural 20.
Ooh, I'm going to cast shield on that.
All right, does shield negate a natural 20?
It would move my AC up. I don't know.
Yeah, to a 23.
Yeah.
So it is a 24 to hit.
Oh. I said it. You can do whatever.
Okay,
you like with that.
sure. All right. So as you throw up your shield, the first attack bounces off the magical barrier around your armor. The second finds a chink in the back of it and thrusts the longsword into it, dealing 9 piercing damage to you.
You see,
as
I
you lurch
cough,
to one side.
yeah, I cough a little bit and just go, Funny. Just another drop in the ocean. And I go back to engage.
Okay, all right. This one moves around and will attempt a shot at Stark. He will see if he's hidden. A natural 1 will not hide from a 10. Even with a stealth of that, not going to do anything. So it will just be a straight attack and no... Actually, does that... Yeah, no, okay. No sneak attack. Hand crossbow. A 15. Does a 15 hit you, Stark?
Just hits.
Okay. All right. You will take another 4 piercing as the bolt pierces your skin. The one that just got hit kneels down and begins to beg for its life. Again, making the same protestations. They were just doing their job. And that is all 4 that are left. Magda.
All right. She is going to glance back toward the house where she just wants to check and make sure that there's nobody near the boy that they were after. And the one in front of me is still alive, yes?
No, I killed him.
Correct. Oh, shoot.
Oh yeah, Daudi killed him.
Yeah, I
right.
killed him.
Okay.
I just didn't put the thing up there.
And I wouldn't really be able to see Nyr'Kan in the corner
Correct.
here. But I would see this guy and then this guy here.
Absolutely. You would not see the guy up here, as there is a, like, this here is a, this thing is the ridge cap of the roof.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. I see
Yeah,
now.
kind of does, yeah.
I can see that guy down there. That means that I also can't even see that Stark down there, just got his ass whooped. No, Nyr'Kan got his ass whooped. Stark also keeps getting his ass whooped.
I'm fine. It was, as Nyr'Kan said, just another drop in the ocean.
She is going to do a bit of an ape glare at Daudi and just snort at him. And it is the most grandmotherly you have ever seen from an ape. And then she'll jump down and go after this guy down here to make an attack at him.
Give me an athletics check to make that jump. Or dexterity, whichever's higher. Like, strength or dexterity. Because you're in a beast form, not your own form.
No, not like... Athletics would be +5.
Ooh, good.
I have so many dice, and so I have no dice. That's an 11.
Okay. All right. So, I was gonna say you're gonna take a D6 of damage. You won't fall prone, but you will take a D6 of damage. It is a 6 on the die. So
Yep, that's fair enough. I'm still standing as an ape. Funny enough,
I'm still standing.
barely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Am I still able to make an attack?
Yeah, absolutely. As I
Okay.
said, you're not prone. You just, when you hit hard.
Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, I'm gonna make another multi-attack. I got +5 to hit. We're not using that die again. That was not very nice. That's cocked. Also not hitting. That's 13 and 7. 12 and 13.
12 and 13 both hit.
Okay. 2, 6. Hell yeah. That's 2d6 plus 3 for each, so that's 16 damage.
Okay. 16 damage. And at that, what happens when this foe falls?
Yeah. She would do probably one good shot to his head, and then seeing how hard that lands, just pick him up and slam him against the wall of the house he's standing next to.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And blood and gray matter just spread across the wall.
Oof.
Here's the thing. Magda's not intending to kill, but she's also not intending not to kill. Endangering the life of a child is very nearly unforgivable to her. So
She's thinking neutralize threat, and if that means you're gone, then you're gone.
Right.
pretty much.
Is Serena
Okay.
still in the doorway?
Serena, you had said no one enters this house. So Serena would still be around the corner, basically last line of defense.
Cool.
Okay, so at that, Stark, it is your turn.
Stark's going to turn around to the guy that just shot at him.
So you're the little punk that likes to shoot in my direction. All right.
The one
And-
that just shot at you just fell. That's the one that
that
Magda
one-
just...
That's the one that died? All
Yeah.
right. Well, then the one that I knocked prone, did he ever get up?
He did not. He is laying, pleading for his life.
Sure. Why not?
Paralyzed.
I am going to grapple him. So opposed strength check. Yes, 24.
He doesn't fight it.
Okay.
Like, he will allow himself to be grappled. It means he's not dying.
So while he's grappled, I'm going to put him in a sleeper hold.
Maybe it means he is dying.
No, just sleeping.
All right, is there a save applied to that?
No. I have to make a. He's grappled. Now I have to make a strike for the chokehold.
Which you will do at advantage.
Yeah, does a 19 hit?
A 19 hits.
Yeah, 19 hits. And I'm going to
Wrap my meaty forearm around his throat and apply pressure to the back of his head with my hand till he goes night-night.
And he's also going to take an additional
Hey, yo.
11 damage.
Till he goes night night.
All right.
Gonna do
Go to
what?
sleep, little thing.
He passes out. He goes unconscious. You do not know if there is breathing, it is shallow.
He would only be asleep for one round. Or unless I maintain the sleep hold.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Daudi.
At this stage, Daudi would see that almost a fierce jealousy coming over his eyes, and he would immediately run up to said paralyzed asleep body and immediately he'd look at Stark and go, food. And he would just bite the guy's throat and just tear into it.
I'm not even going to require a roll for that. He is unconscious. He is grappled. And Daudi's teeth are sharp. That guy goes down. How does it look, Daudi?
Well, meat and viscera spray, blood all over him, and he just comes up and he's like, food.
Okay.
And he'll look down at the arm and sort of like he'll go to actually like cut one off and like take it with him and like start running the other direction.
Okay. All right.
We're just trying to knock him out. What the hell?
Salvi. Brings this to you.
How banged up does Daudi look?
He is running around with a hole in his gut, very much bleeding.
Daudi, Daudi, Daudi! And she tots along behind him, and as soon as she catches up, as soon as I can get this page open, there it goes. You get a cure wounds too. And that is 8 points of healing back to you. Let's see what actions, bonus action.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is my turn for now.
Okay. Nyr'Kan, that brings us to you.
Yep. Going again with the Tempest Strike. Casting that. Oh my god, I literally rolled the same number. What the fuck?
No!
All right. Yeah,
I want to see it.
he's just got this guy in the fucking corner. He's like, oh, I will kill you, brother. You are not sleeping today. And just not finding that purchase. Damn.
All right. It is going to disengage as a bonus action and bolts. Using its full action.
If I literally would have got Tempest Strike out, he would not have been able to do that. It's just some BS. So, hey, good move on you. Great move on you.
And I am going to say that as that happens, you all are out of combat, as you all do not see this.
Who's done fighting?
Ah, okay. All right, well, at least there are no seen enemies. Which would bring us to Magda.
All right, so she can't see anybody to hurt. Crap, I forgot to move me over here. But she can now see Nyr'Kan over here, right? And also both of these two. Why does everybody looks like they're dying, right?
I'm covered in blood, but it's no longer my own, and the limb I'm holding isn't mine either.
Wow!
Yeah.
What an interesting toy you have found. Does Salvi look hurt?
She is dropping bits of porcelain everywhere she runs.
I don't know if this will work, but she loses her wild shape, which is a bonus action. And then actually she's going to get over to Salvi first, because she has much more movement as an ape. And then she, on the way, will drop wild shape and touch Salvi with a cure wounds at first level.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
I hope it works. That's 8 hit points for you.
All right. Stark.
You're muted, Will.
So we're out of combat currently. I guess I'm just going to loot that body.
Okay. All right. I will accept a looting of the body.
My main thing is to loot and examine the body to see if there's like any markings. These people were hired, so I'm wondering if there's like a identifying trait to them. Marks, tattoos.
What you see is a brand. A brand that is all too familiar to you. 3 M's.
Okay.
And it is on each of them.
I see that. Do I see any items on them of interest?
They do have their weapons. Each, actually, they do not have armor on. They're kind of dressed in dark clothing. They're not armored, so to speak.
They came in to fight. Did they have anything to heal themselves, or?
I would say you do find 2 regular healing potions. However, they did not necessarily expect to... You imagine they did not expect to be seen. This was a get in, get out with no trace sort of mission.
I'm going to pocket the 2 healing potions and I'm going to stand up. And as I stand up, I'm just going to curb stomp the hell out of the one and just shatter his head. Just my hoof just come down and just nothing but goo.
Need to keep better friends next time.
Making wine.
Pudding.
It seems we have some self-control issues to work out between all of you.
I was very much in control when I made them see who the bell tolled.
Then possibly some therapy.
At this point, Daudi, what are you doing?
Can I see any enemies near me? And when I say enemies, I mean others that aren't the party at the moment.
You cannot.
Then
It's just that.
with Stark going after and like making a mess with the skull, Daudi will begin to roar with laughter, essentially, uncontrollably, and it just sounds like it's mixed with like an underlying magic of a second voice, essentially, that's just deeper, darker, and more sinister. And he will he'll start by throwing the army has at Stark, but then rushing at him, blade drawn.
Magda would like to go
Fun?
third person.
All right. Daudi, make a save for hold person. That's
What?
charisma save?
That is...
Do I see him coming at me in a threatening way?
I am not. It's definitely threatening. There's no like denying that he's.
I don't really know you that well, so I hate to say this, but I'm going to...
first level?
I
I'm
rolled a
going to
natural 20 for the save.
Yeah, that saves whatever level it is, but I didn't know whole person. Whole person is second level, not first.
Yeah, so hold person doesn't work, but I'm going to use a cheap shot. I'm going to burn 1 stamina and my reaction and give you a low blow. I'm going to kick you in the balls.
Okay,
I have to roll to hit.
please do.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Oh no!
Natural
no.
20. All
Natural
right.
20.
Okay.
Low blow, 2d6 plus 1d4 plus 6. Makes males hit are stunned. Females are or unequipped take half damage and are not stunned. So you're stunned.
Why? That shit hurts just as much.
You take damage, but you're just not stunned.
And what is the stunned condition?
Just 1 round you're stunned.
But no, I mean
At
like
this.
what does that mean?
I mean, it's the 5e condition, like, stunned. You
So
probably
I'm just
Google it.
like, oh,
You have no action, no reaction. You're just dazed.
thank you. That's
You
what I
got
was
hit in
looking
the
for.
huevos.
So, at that, with the sounds having died down, except for an all too familiar laughter, you see Surina turn the corner. She looks at what's going down and runs toward Daudi. While he's stunned, she pulls him away in general, like from you, into an embrace. And Kevin, could you describe what happens next?
Surina essentially, I would imagine, goes down to, like, she probably lifted him up to hold him, but then she probably goes down to a kneeling prayer stance, and then she just begins incanting the prayers of Astera, essentially, and going through each and every one of those stanzas to just essentially, and like you see underneath, you can actually see now, since his clothing had been ripped, that there are tattoos carved into his skin, but they're symbols of the deities, essentially. And as the prayers are being said, one by one, each of them are just like lighting up slowly. And just, he eventually just, his breathing, his laughter, everything subsides, and he essentially is just limp in her arms, but just resting.
I am sorry that this happened. I thought... I don't know what I thought. I'm sorry.
He seems like a bit of a wild cannon.
I believe the term you're looking for is loose cannon.
He's gone through more than you can know.
Oh, certainly. I didn't say it was a bad thing.
At that, Nyr'Kan.
I'm chasing down that guy. Is he running?
Yeah, and he can dash as a bonus action. So, like, realistically, just by speed alone, he just...
he's out. My sight. Do I get any sight of him after he goes behind the house?
Let me look at the map again. Let's see.
Like, if I run to the other side of the house there, am I going to see him?
I think that by the time that you would get over there, he would already be behind the other house.
Okay, perfect. Then I track him.
Okay. Roll me a survival check at disadvantage, because this is, I mean, it's a specialized in stealth kind of person.
Disadvantage.
Yeah,
yeah, that's probably not going to be good. That's a 2. I have not rolled above a 5 this whole time.
Yeah.
That's a 2.
Once they are behind that second house, they're a ghost. Frustrating as it is, there's no trace of them.
I keep running into the woods, angry.
So into so this is a grasslands, less woods, more, but yes, absolutely, into the tall grass you go.
Don't go into the tall grass.
Okay. All right. At that, Surina gasps as her eyes kind of like shoot back open. She turns and realizes she has left her post. She runs back, still
Magda's
holding
going
Daudi. Still holding Daudi with Magda on her tail. The child is still in the cage of magic. The figure reappears and simply says one thing before it dissipates again. You survived the ambush. It happened once. Lead them to safety.
Reverse! What? Reverse! What? Reverse! What has happened?
And then it dissipates along with the bars of the prison.
Magda's running up to him to make sure he's healthy.
The child kind of stirs.
It just got cold all of a sudden. Where am I?
We're going to take you back to Mama now.
What happened?
You just went on a little bit of a walk. We're going to take you back now.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You're not lost anymore.
She'll be worried. I went to the ruins.
You should not have done that, child. You need to listen to your mother.
Right. I'm sorry. Sorry. And the child doesn't seem to be in any harm. They seem healthy. They seem blissfully unaware of what just transpired.
As one would hope.
All they remember upon further inquiry is that they walked into the building there, being called by something, and then they got really sleepy. And as... Oh, go ahead.
You did not happen to see anybody in here.
No, I just got sleepy, and then it was like a nice warm blanket curled around me. Not like a regular blanket, but like warmer. It's nice. Such pleasant dreams.
Well, it's time for dinner, child. We should head back.
Right.
And as you make your way back, they are beginning to pack up foods, saving what can be salvaged and what can be preserved, and giving to the dogs and birds that which cannot. And night, once again, falls in full swing as you return. The celebration has died down, and at dawn, you will begin your journey to Tak Akal. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
That was awesome. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Going back to the group, I would have shrouded myself again.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, all who did. And thank you for joining us whenever you do, all who were not able to catch the live. I hope that it has been enjoyable, as fun for you guys as it has been for us. And maybe you can catch the live next time and say hi to us in the chat. At that, we are going to jump off of here and do our aftercare and just generally touch base. And so here's your reminder before we go one last time. If you live in the United States, vote tomorrow. Big decisions are being made no matter what state you're living in. And you can be a part of that decision making. So please vote. Go to the polls, vote online, do whatever it is that you have access to where you live. That said, we love you all a whole lot. Thank you so much for joining us. And as our characters embark on their journey, you are joining us on ours. Till next time, keep looking for legends.